Okay, so what were we talking about before I was interrupted? Sorry about that, you guys. So, oh, so the Google, he's up here now. Like I was telling y'all, when you use Google, Google gonna lead you the most expensive way. You know what I'm saying? So, cause Google, that's how they get their coins. Is you know what I'm saying? So he told Google that he was looking for a business plan. Google pulled up Ulta. Google pulled up Ulta, y'all, and y'all know I don't know if y'all got an Ulta where y'all at, but here in Texas, we have a beauty supply house called Ulta, and they have makeup and hair stuff, but it's really expensive stuff. Y'all, I'm finna try this ranch. Y'all know I ain't never tried no ranch on my poppers. Have I, y'all? I don't remember trying it, but we finna try it together. So, so it pulled up Ulta. So he was like, we finna go to Ulta. Now, when I told him I wanted to go to the beach play house, I was thinking about the one, y'all know, like the beach play houses that be in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I like those because they got what I need or whatever. But he pulled up Ulta and we went to Ulta, y'all. Baby, when we walked up in Ulta, so we got the ranch on there, y'all. We finna try it on the papa. Oh, I'm scared, y'all. Okay. Y'all know I love me some ranch. I do. But on my papa, let me try it again. Let me try it again just in case. Mm, no. Mm-mm. I don't like ranch on my papa. Mm-mm. I like bacon on my papa. So anyway, huh. Y'all know I don't know nothing about no makeup. And the whole reason I wanted to go to the Bitch Pot House is because I needed something. My lips was dry, y'all. My lips was dry. And I just needed some lip gloss, some regular old lip gloss. So when we walked up in Ulta and whatnot, the girl, the worker, she was like, "Hi, how can I help you?" Y'all, I've been to Ulta before. There's certain things that I get from Ulta that you can't get nowhere else. But y'all know me. Most of the time, I get all my stuff from Dollar Tree for $1.25, or it used to be $1. So Ulta, I asked the girl. I said, "Do y'all have anything in here for $1?" And she was like, "I wish." I was like, She said, "But what did you need help finding?" Now, I knew that I was looking for some lip gloss. I knew, but the girl was like, I was like, "Well, I want um." I said, "I like lipsticks, but I need a lip gloss." Why did I say that? Because she was like, "Okay, let me show you MAC. I'm going to take you over to MAC." I don't know if y'all know MAC makeup. So she points me over to MAC, and me and her would go walk over to where MAC makeup is and whatnot. I've used MAC makeup before, for special occasions, because it's on the pricier side. Only for special occasions. So I'm over there in the MAC station, and she was like, "What color lipsticks do you like?" So I told her, I was like, "Oh, I like natural looking lipsticks." I was like, "And I also like pinks." So she go grab the lipsticks, and then she was like, "Did you need anything else?" And I was like, "Well, in my mind, I'm thinking am in Ulta, and they can't help me find out what color makeup I need, because y'all always say that when I be putting makeup on, it either be too light or it be too dark." With my kids, you know what they be saying about when I be putting makeup on. So I was like, I need to find my right shade. So that's what I told her. So, you know what I'm saying? She was like, okay, I'll be back. And I told her, wait, I said, my skin is oily. I was like, I have oily skin. She said, okay, okay. So then she left and she came back with some makeup. Baby, she had some expensive makeup. She had MAC. She said, what she had? Estee Lauder. She had, baby, she had a bunch of expensive ones, y'all. A bunch of expensive ones. So she was like, can I try them on you? I was like, sure. You know what I'm saying? So she got these sponge. She pulled out these sponge and she put a little makeup. She opened up the makeup, put it on the sponge, and she tried it on my face. And we were looking for like my right shade. So then she asked me, she said, are you red, yellow, or neutral? I said, what'd you say? She said, are you red, yellow, or neutral? I was like, I'm black. And she was like, no. For your makeup, which one do you need? I was like, I don't know. So then she was like, we just gonna try different ones. So she tried different makeups on me and whatever. Then she told me to pick which one I like the best. Baby, y'all know I can't see. Now this worker, I appreciate her. She was a big help and everything. But y'all know I can't see. So she was like, which one you like? Which one you like best? And I was like, which one looks like it's more of my color? And she told me which one she thought. So then I asked Bennett. I said, which one looked more like me? And he was like, makeup? I was like, yeah, makeup. He was like, I thought you didn't wear makeup. I was like, sometimes I like to play in makeup. He was like, well, pick which one you like. I was like, no. I was like, that's not how you do it. You got to pick out one that looks like me. He was, so he just picked one. He was like, okay, that one look like you. So he picked the color, and it was one of the MAC ones. I said, well, he said this color right here. She was like, yeah, that's a good one. So then she was like, I'll be back. So then she left, and then she came back. She was like, okay, so we're out of this color. She was like, but we can order it for you. I was like, if I order it, what happens next? She's like, you just wait for it to come in the mail. I wanted to get whatever it was right then and there, right? So I was like, okay. So I was like, I'm just gonna pick one. So I picked one of the makeups, whichever one, that her and Bennett said look best of my color. So they said, not they, but she said she said I'm neutral. That's what she said. So I told her that the makeup that I already had from Ulta, because like I said, I do have some makeup that is from Ulta, and I told her that it's in the shade dark. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, well, you're not dark. I was like, okay, well, maybe then when I got it, I was dark. I said, but I am tan right now. I was like, I have a tan right now. And she was like, even with the tan that you have right now, you're still not dark. I was like, oh, okay. So then she was like, did you still want to get some lip gloss? I was like, yeah, that was the whole reason I came up in there. I ain't said it, but I was like, yeah. So then, baby, she done showed me all these different color lip gloss. Who is this? She pulled out all these different, and she put them on her arm, all the different colors on her arm, the different shades and whatnot. And she was like, which one you like best? Whatever, blue. And I'm picking out which one on the I'm asking him. I'm like, which one you think look better on me? And he was like, I don't know. He was like, he said, you don't be wearing makeup. And I was like, you done seen me with some lipstick on my lips before. And he was like, yeah, but I don't know what color you be wearing. He said, whatever color you been wearing, he said, that's the color that worked for you. I was like, so I told her, I was like, I don't want to get the color I already have. I want to try something new. So she was like, which one you want? Baby. So after we tried all that makeup on, she wiped it off my face. And then here we go with the lip stuff. And then, she asked, she said, did y'all want to put it on your Ulta card? So I asked him, I said, do you have an Ulta card? I already knew the answer by asking him. You have an Ulta card? He was like, what's an Ulta card? I was like, do you have an Ulta credit card? He was like, yeah, I got credit cards. I was like, but do you have an Ulta credit card? He was like, no, I don't think I have an Ulta one. I was like, do you want an Ulta credit card? He was like, no, I got no credit cards. And I was like, okay. So she asked me, she was like, do you have an Ulta card? Mind you, I ain't bought nothing from Ulta in a minute. So I was like, see if you can pull up my card. So yeah, she put the information in and she was able to pull up my information and everything. I was like, okay, they still got me in there, but I didn't want it on my stuff because I didn't want to pay for this stuff. So I was like, she was like, do you want to use? I was like, no, don't put it on mine. Don't put it on mine. I asked him again. I said, do you want it on your Ulta card? He was like, what is the Ulta card? So then she said, well, if you use your Ulta card, it'll be 20% off. He was like, I don't want another credit card. I said, well, if you don't get an Ulta card, and I told him the price, and she told him the price. He was like, okay, that's fine. He said, we'll just pay that price. He said, I'm not getting another credit card. So he paid the price for that with Woo. So I was thinking, I was like, they should have got an Ulta card. And then she was trying to convince me. She was like, well, won't you have him get you an Ulta card? I was like, yeah, that would be cool, but I would hate for him to be mad at me and he cut my card up or turn my card off or something like that. She was like, oh yeah, she understands. So he paid for that stuff, and then we left. And he was like, where you want to go now? I was like, well, I still don't have what I need. He said, this is what we went in there for. He said, well, what's the stuff we bought? I said, what I need is a lip gloss. He said, you did get some stuff for your lips. I said, yeah, but it wasn't lip gloss. I said, I got lipsticks. And he was like, it's for your lips. I was like, yes, I know. But I need a lip gloss because my lips are dry. He was like, they don't look dry to me. I said, they are. I said, I can feel it. So he was like, well, where do you want to go? And I was like, in my mind, I'm still thinking go to the Hood Beauty Supply house. That's what I was thinking because there's also some other things that I need to get from the Hood Beauty Supply house. But I ain't say that to him. I was like, let's go to the pharmacy. Because, at the pharmacy, they got everything at the pharmacy. So that's why I told him, let's go to the pharmacy. And he was like, to the pharmacy? I said, yeah. And he was like, you gonna get some medicine? I was like, no. I was like, the pharmacy has different things there. So he was like, okay. So once again, he get on Google. He said, take me to the nearest pharmacy. Google is about that coin. Google pulled up CVS. I done told you about my experience with CVS. So I was like, CVS? He was like, yeah, that's a pharmacy. He was like, that's where we're finna go. I was like, you sure you want to go to CVS? He was like, yeah, that's fine. He said, if they got what you need, baby. We went to CVS. So we y'all know how CVS is. So we go up to CVS, and I see the section that says lip. So I go over there. I'm looking at the lip stuff, and I'm like, yes. You know what I'm saying? All this lip stuff. So then he come in, and he was like, which one you want? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, which one you think looks better on me? The best on me, or, let me know. And so he was like, just get it, whatever you want. And I was like, okay. So I'm picking up colors and everything. And I'm like, what you think about this color, baby? He was not for it. When I could tell this man was tired of me. He was like, just get what you want. And I was like, but I want you to tell me which color you think is best. I don't know nothing about no makeup, y'all. And I told him that. I said, I don't know about makeup. He was like, if you don't know about makeup, why do you want to get some makeup? I said, because I like to play in it, and I need to learn how to do makeup and wear makeup. He was like, why? I was like, because I just like it. I was like, I like playing in it. It makes me happy. So he was like, get whatever, and we're finna go pay for it. I was like, okay. So, I'm grabbing different things or whatever. I don't know. I'm just looking at stuff, looking at, the colors. I'm just going by the colors or whatnot. So we get to the register, and I asked the girl, I was like, do y'all have these colors in matte? Because y'all know I love me a matte lipstick, you know what I'm saying? I love me some matte lipstick. And she was like, yeah. So then the cashier, she come and show me where all the matte lipsticks are. So, we over there looking at the colors, me and her, and she was like, you like this one? She'll tell me which one she like and which one and what. I'm telling her how I feel about each color and whatnot. And baby, I looked at him, and he had that look on his face ugh, like, let's go. That's the face he was giving, right? So I told her, I was like, let's just go grab these, and we're gonna go ahead and pay for it and go. And she was like, you got a CVS card? So I knew the answer, but I asked him anyways. I said, do you have a CVS card? He was like, no. I was like, oh. And then she asked me, do I have a CVS card? And I was like, yeah. So I gave her my information. She put it in and pulled it up, what it would do. But you know how it go at CVS, you know what I'm saying? So once again, we get in the car, and he was like, where we going next? Stop asking me where we going. You tell me. He talking about, we're going wherever you want to go. I was like, I still need something for my lips. He was like, we just bought some stuff for your lips. I was like, yeah, but I need to go to the beauty supply house. He was like, we went to the beauty supply house. I was like, no. I said, we went to Ulta. He was like, it had beauty stuff in there. I said, I know, but that's not the kind I need to go to. He was like, so what was the purpose of us going to CVS? I said, because I need to go to a pharmacy to get some lip moisturizer. He said, CVS is a pharmacy. I said, I know. He said, you didn't see what you needed up in there? I said, I didn't look for it. I was honest for him. I was honest to him, y'all. When I went in there, I was not thinking about what I needed. I was looking at the stuff that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And I told him that. He was like, so where are we going to go now? I said, we need to go to another pharmacy because I need something for my lips because my lips are dry. So mind you, y'all know I love me some matte. My lips are dry. Like now, my lips are dry, but I got matte on. So you know what I'm saying? Matte, it's dry. My lips is dry, so putting that on some dry lips don't help, you know what I'm saying? So, I need a straw because I'm a lady. We leaving from there, and he asking me where we going to next, and I said Walgreens, because y'all know I love me some Walgreens. I was like, Walgreens. He was like, we just left a pharmacy. I said, Walgreens and CVS is not the same place. He was like, they are. He was like, they both are a pharmacy. I was like, yes, but they're not the same. I was like, I need to go to Walgreens. He was like, but we just left CVS. I was like, yeah, I know. He said, you wanted some lip stuff. He said, you got some lip stuff. I said, I know. I said, but I didn't get the lip stuff that I need. So he was like, we done been to all these different stores. Mind you, we had went to some other stores too. He said, we've been to all these stores and you still ain't got what you looking for. I was like, I said, because we haven't went to the store that I've been telling you from the beginning that I need to go, which was the beauty supply house and Walgreens. That's what I had told him at first. He said, but we went to stores that have the same stuff. I said, no, it's not the same. He was like, well, I know you hungry. He was right. I'm always hungry. He knew I was hungry. So I was like, yeah, let's go eat. So, of course, he makes me pick out the place or whatnot. So that's the place that y'all saw and everything. Or I showed it to y'all, whatever. So we had fun. We ate at the place. It was nice. And he was like, yeah, we gotta come here again. I was like, yeah. I was like, but not too soon. Because y'all know I don't like eating at the same place back to back. So, I mean, they did have a lot of stuff on the menu and whatnot. Baby, why after we left there? He was like, where we finna go to now? I was like, you not tired? He was like, I'm tired of shopping. I said, oh, you tired of shopping? You tired of shopping? He was like, I'm not like you. He said, I can't go shopping. I said, I'm not like that. That's you that be going to all these places. He said, no. He said, I'm going to them because I know it makes you happy. I was like, yeah, but you're not going to the place I'm saying. He said, I am. He said, you wanted to go to find you some stuff for your lips. You got some stuff for your lips. He said, everything you were asking for, he said, we went and got. I was like, yeah, but I didn't want him to think I was unappreciative. So I was like, okay. I was like, let's go home. So he was like, so now you want to go home? I was like, yeah, because I know you're tired. And y'all know, like I told y'all, he eat every 2 hours. So I knew he was tired. I could tell he was tired or whatnot. And I was like, let's go home. So he was like, well, we got to pick up some food for your girls. So I was like, yeah, you right. So I called the girls and I'm like, what y'all say y'all wanted to eat? And they said that they wanted some pizza. So once again, he Googles it and Google pulled up Domino's. So we're driving and we didn't see no Domino's. I mean, I did see a Domino's, but I knew it was a Domino's that he wouldn't want to go to. You know what I'm saying? Because it was, yeah, it was in a spot that I knew for sure he wouldn't want to go. So we're driving to find a Domino's, and we found a pizza place, but it wasn't a Domino's. So I was like, well, there goes some pizza right there. I said, all they want is some pepperoni pizza. He said, but that's not Domino's. I said, I know. I said, but I'm pretty sure they got some pepperoni pizza or whatever. So we go. While we go up in here and put the order in and whatnot, y'all know I'm a talker. So I'm talking to, the people, the workers up in there, and I was like, I've never been here before. I was like, I've never even heard of this place before. They was like, you haven't? I was like, no. And they was like, well, you can, they had some little thing. If you come this amount of times, you get this and this and that. And I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to come again because I've never heard of y'all. And they was like, we have over 50 locations. I was like, well, this is my first time. We're gonna see how the food tastes and whatnot. And they was like, we have other stuff besides pizza. I was like, oh, you do? They was like, yeah. So then they started telling me about other stuff they have. I was like, ooh, that sounds good. They was like, you want some of that? So I look at him and I'm like, did you want some of that? And he said, I'm full. I was like, right. Because he keeps saying he full, but he be still eating. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he see me eating, he be. And that's nothing, y'all. He gonna tell me, because of me, he been back eating spicy stuff. How is that me doing that? He was like, because every time you get some food, you get spicy food. I was like, okay, that don't mean you got to get spicy food. But y'all know, whatever I get to eat, wherever we go, he getting the same thing. So, baby, yeah. So he said, you make me eat spicy things. He said, you make me eat more than what I what I do, I was like, does that make you unhappy that you're doing these things? And he was like, no. He said, I enjoy doing it with you. It makes me happy because you're happy doing it. I was like, so what are you saying? He was like, I'm just letting you know because of you, I eat more. And because of you, I'm back eating spicy. I'm like, okay. Like, I don't see a problem. You know what I mean? And he was like, it's because you're young. What does that mean? He said, because you're young, he said, you're able to go to all these stores and go shopping and eat. I was like, what are you saying? Like, do you not like shopping? Because it be you, because I tell you specifically what place to go to, and you be going to all these other ones and everything, and then you be saying we need to stop and eat, and who is this? I be like, you be saying we need to stop and eat, and that's what we end up doing, or whatever. He was like, yeah. He said, because we can't just be shopping and not eating. I was like, okay. I was like, so that's what we do. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, at the end of the day, he was like, I really enjoyed the time we spent together. I was like, me too. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I know for sure, this is the last time he is taking me anywhere. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. And he was like, y'all, why he say to me, where we going next? Why you asking me? Why I always got to come up with the places that we're going to next and whatnot? And he was like, because you always pick the good places. I was like, yeah, but you just said the food that I be eating is spicy, so let's go to a place that you like. And he said, you know where we're going? Bad, the place that he named. See, what I've learned about him, he don't like to go to the hood. He don't like being in the hood. That's the thing. He don't like being in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So he like to go to these bougie places that cost money, that cost coins. Listen, y'all know me. I don't mind going to the hood. I don't mind going to these hood stores and whatnot. It's all good in the hood, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So the place that he wants to go to next, it is not. Okay, here's the thing. Y'all know he's not from here. I'm from Texas. The place that he said, that's hood. He don't know that. He going by what, I don't know who done told him that it's not hood. But baby, that place you saying you want to go to, that's hood. You must ain't never been there. You don't know. He not from Texas. He don't know. That place he talking about he want to go to next, that is the hood. Mind you, I don't know if I told y'all, but when we was in the pizza place, it was a Dollar Tree right next door, and y'all know how I feel about Dollar Tree. And I was like, I told him that. I said, did you see next door? He was like, see what next door? I said, there's a Dollar Tree next door. And he was like, oh, no, we ain't going to no Dollar Tree. I was like, why not? And he said, when we go to these Dollar Trees, he said, that stuff in there, he was like, it's not. I was like, it's not what? He was like, that stuff is not going to last. I said, what do you mean last? He was like, if we get that stuff out of Dollar Tree, he said, it's not going to last. He said, I can take you to a store to get the same stuff, but it's going to be better. I was like, he don't understand, y'all. He don't get it. So I was like, okay, so we ain't got to go in Dollar Tree. So it was a somebody else in there waiting for their food up in there with us. And she said, ooh, girl, we just left out of Dollar Tree. She said, they is stocking up. They just got a bunch of boxes and they stocking up. I was like, really? And she was like, yeah, girl. I was like, ooh. I looked at him. I was like, they just stocked up, meaning they got some good stuff in there. He was like, nah. He said, I ain't going to use the words that he used, but he basically saying, nah, we ain't going to Dollar Tree because even if they just stock, that stuff still not going to be to his liking, because y'all know he look. I didn't know he was bougie, y'all. I realize that now. He on the bougie side. So then the girl had to say, she said when we was in there, she said they was fighting. She said they got in a big old fight. She said it was about 10 of them fighting. Why she say that, y'all? Why she say that? Why she say that in front of him? So now in his mind, all Dollar Trees a hood. All Dollar Trees something gonna happen like that. And I told him, I said, listen, she said when she was there earlier that happened. I said, I'm pretty sure they're not still fighting. He was like, they might not still be fighting. He said, but they might come back and start shooting. I said, you scared somebody shooting? He was like, no, I ain't scared nobody shooting. I said, so why you don't want to go up in there? He was like, cuz we don't need to go to no Dollar Tree. He said, we can go to any other store, but we ain't going to no Dollar Tree. Now, y'all know, y'all remember what happened to the last one who didn't want a Dollar Tree. Have y'all seen or heard anything about him? Me either. So, I mean, I'm trying to think, y'all. I'm trying to think. Because, Dollar Tree has been raising their prices. And that's why I told him, I said, Dollar Tree prices done, their prices done raised. He said the price done went up, but the quality of the stuff has not. And I couldn't argue with him about that. I was like, listen. So I know me and him will not be going to the Dollar Tree. If we go to a Dollar Tree, it's going to be it's going to have to be like one of the bougie Dollar Trees. Y'all know the bougie one I go to, it's going to have to be one of them kind of Dollar Trees. But, I mean, what y'all think? Do y'all think that I should I go to where he's talking about going? I know that where he is saying go, it is hood. He don't know because he's not from here. You know what I mean? I know. You know what I mean? I know because I'm from Texas. That place that he's talking about going, that is hood. It's just a different type of hood, but it's still hood, doesn't it? I think I should go with him and prove to him, see, this is hood too. You know what I mean? But then I don't want him to be like, well, you don't need to go nowhere. I don't want him. Listen. Or maybe I do want him to be like that. Do I need to be? Then we're not trying to stop being friends with him. Then I say our friendship needs to come to an end anyway. Then I say that we're not supposed to be stop talking to him anyways. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all. What y'all think? Because the places that I wanted to go were affordable places. The Beauty Supply House, it's affordable. The ones that I want to go to, the ones in the hood, they were affordable. The Walgreens is affordable. He the one who took us to all these different expensive places because you're Googling things and Google is pulling up these expensive places. I'm telling you the good, affordable places. Anyways, I was just letting y'all know, how everything went, how I enjoyed the food. He said he wants to go there again. I wouldn't mind going there again because I did see other stuff on the menu that I wanted. But I don't want to go again with him because he said I make him eat spicy stuff. I'm not forcing you to eat this stuff. You are a grown man. Okay, listen. Whew. I said that I was going to leave him alone. I said that I need to let him loose because I'm going to end up hurting him. And I don't want to hurt him, y'all. I don't want to hurt him. But he's starting to put me in the mind of the other one. I can't even remember the other one's name. Y'all know how I'm talking about the one who had a problem with Dollar Tree? He's starting to put me in the mind of him. Now, I'm not saying you gotta love Dollar Tree. I'm not saying that. But you listen, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Because in my spirit, it's telling me to, man, I got something to do. I got stuff to do. Y'all gotta let y'all go. I wish I could talk to y'all all day, every day, but I can't. I got stuff that I need to do. Some important things that I need to handle today. We're going to talk about, not right now, because I got to let y'all go. I done finished eating my lunch. You know what I'm saying? I got to tell y'all something. Not right now. I got to tell y'all something. It's not about this. It's not about him. It's something else, y'all. We're gonna talk about it later though. But I let y'all go. Y'all let me know how you doing. How's the weather where you are? It's done. This Texas weather is crazy. It's done got hot again, like real hot again. You know what I mean? Cause at first we had started getting cool. It was getting kind of cold. Baby, it's done got hot again. Texas weather, you just never know what Texas weather, baby. Speaking of Texas weather, I gotta tell y'all about something. Not right now, y'all. I gotta let y'all know because I got things, important things that I'm supposed to be doing right now. You know what I'm saying? But I had to take a lunch break. I had to eat. Y'all know I gotta eat because I had to take my medicine. So you know what I'm saying? I had to stop and eat. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if somebody gonna feed me, I gotta stop to eat, especially if it's on somebody else's coin. Yeah, I'm gonna take a lunch break. Put this right in here, yeah. But anyways, I thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure y'all thumbs up the video if y'all foodie like I am and y'all like eating like I do. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what's going on with in your life. Let me know that your family good and whatnot. Thanks for watching, you guys. Be blessed.